I'm Paul. I'm Devin. Together, we're Dads and Dice. Two dads who like to play some games during our free time.
That's right, and today we are going to be playing Votes for Women by Fort Circle Games. In Votes for Women, the game is played over a very important era of American history as the women's suffrage movement attempts to organize rallies, earn support, lobby Congress, and campaign across 48 states. We're going to go get it set up. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, we have everything set up here. In Votes for Women's, the suffrage movement is going to attempt to get Congress to propose the 19th Amendment and then for 3/4 of the states to ratify it. If that happens, the suffrage movement wins the game. If that doesn't, the opposition wins that game. In this one, I am playing the suffrage movement while Paul is playing the opposition. I'll do a quick rundown of exactly what's going to happen. The game is going to be played over 6 rounds here. During each round, we will have a hand of 7 cards, and the cards are in descending order, starting off with the early stages, the middle stages, and the late stages. And really, that's just the power level of the card. As the game advances, the cards get stronger and do more things. You'll have a hand of 7 cards, and then starting with the suffrage movement player, we will each play 1 card going back and forth until both have played 6 cards. To play a card, you will play it one of 4 ways. The first way, and probably most common way it's going to be played, is just as the event that it is. So you'll read the event, you'll do what it says, and then that is playing the card. The other 3 ways of playing the card will actually just be to essentially discard a card and then use them for either organizing, lobbying, or campaigning. Campaigning is how we are going to get our campaign support out across the map. So I have yellow and purple support showing the different types of factions all trying to rally for the 19th Amendment. And all the opposition will be red cubes. The second way of playing the card organizing will be to collect your side's organization buttons, which are kind of your luck mitigators or to do special events, as well as kind of a bidding mechanic. And then the last way to play the card is to lobby Congress. So to actually get the 19th Amendment proposed, I will end up needing all support in Congress. And so as the game is played, the Congress support will kind of flow throughout the game, little more, little less. But if I do not get all 6 by the 6th turn, the opposition will automatically win the game. Once that has happened, once the support has reached Congress, we kind of move from that, I'm going to call it, phase into where we were placing out cubes into the actual trying to ratify and getting state support. So anywhere that you would have had 4 cubes already, you'll remove all those cubes and place an X. I will be placing check marks. I must get all 36 of my check marks showing states that have ratified before Paul gets all 13 of his X's. There are a couple of key states that we will both be trying to kind of vie support in, and if you are the first to get 4 cubes in that state, you will acquire this card, which is an additional card that you can play on your turn for an additional benefit. There will also be these strategies that starting on the 2nd round, we will bid at our buttons against who gets to actually claim the strategy. If we make it to the last round of the game, the 6th round, and neither team has automatically won the game, we will then go to the voting phase, which will be to determine how each state actually lines up. And we'll cover that kind of once it happens and once we get to it, but it's an exciting little mechanic that they've added. And that is really it. That's the game. I will start every round as the suffrage movement playing first, and then Paul will go, and we'll just keep going back and forth. So the first thing to do is draw our hand. So you should draw 6 cards, having a total of 7. And I have to say really quick, I don't know if this is what Paul was about to
Yes.
say, but I'm going to just fan my cards out here. It's amazing. These cards all have pictures. They have, something about what the subject is, and then kind of a little bit of flavor about it. And a lot of the cards actually play to the theme of, if you're dealing with an event that happened in, let's say, Georgia and South Carolina, it typically will involve using cubes in that area. And so it's just really, they've done a lot of homework in this, and it's really neat. My wife and I found that it was really kind of educational, even though it's not what we were aiming for when playing it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. And this would be, before we get started here, just this is something, like you said, it's super educational, and it really kind of hits home some of the struggles that were going on. So we'll do our best to kind of read some of them. We won't read all of them, but we'll do our best to kind of go through a couple of these just to show you guys a little feel for that.
And to start things off, we actually have a start card, and so I am going to be playing that. It is Seneca Falls Convention.
Seneca Falls.
You can tell I don't play a lot of educational games, even though I probably should. And so I am going to get 2 of my campaigners out in the Northeast, and then I get 2 support in New York. And the women's suffrage movement has begun. And it's kind of neat if you check what the developers have talked about this game and whatnot. The turns are really like years, and it's as the years kind of go by. And so we're in the early stages, and then each year will just kind of grow and get more movement.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, I'm also supposed to be getting 2 buttons. So
awesome. And these buttons, they've got different imagery on them and stuff like that. They're essentially the same button, just a little bit of flavor on there. So, all right, my turn up next. I am the patriarchy, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of my campaigners down here to the south. Of course, the south is kind of known for its opposition of things. And then I'm going to add 1 cube in each state in the Northeast. So you'll see these little circles here. Just because the states are so small, I'm adding 1 cube in all of those.
And to help you out, Paul, because I definitely know we're adding cubes pretty much all
everywhere
over the board here. So I believe it's the Northeast, Midwest, and Atlantic.
Yes, that sounds right. Atlantic and Appalachia. So we've got a lot of opposition going on in the early stages here. And then, that should be it. South region, Midwest.
I didn't finish up the south. A couple more.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, and that is the start of the patriarchy. A term first coined in 1632. This describes a social hierarchy and system of political power dominated by men for their own advantage.
All right, so first thing I am going to play is I'm going to play the 15th Amendment. And this is actually a persistent event. You can tell that by this icon here. There's actually 3 different event types. Right here, these last for the remainder of the turn. This here will last for the remainder of the game. And then this here will be for that final voting phase. So the 15th Amendment here is I can play if the Civil War is not in effect, which it currently is not. And I'm going to roll the red dice here. And so on a 3 through 6, I would add 2 in Congress. I'm actually going to use one of my buttons here to re-roll. And there we go. So I get to add 2 support in Congress here. And then I add 8 cubes anywhere on the map, no more than 2 per state. So we're gonna hit California. Let's do Utah. Let's do Kansas. Try and hit some of these big important states. And I didn't mention here, but anytime I want to add where the opposition is, both forces cannot be there at the same time. So actually, if I were to add 2 in Illinois here, I would remove 1 and then add 1 to Illinois. And then let's see where else to go. Maybe let's do Ohio, kind of the same type of case, and we'll do something like that. And that is all 8 for me.
All right. So you kind of did something that threw me off a little bit. I was putting some cards at the back to play later, but you got some stuff out in Congress here, and that kind of changed my plans.
Yeah, I got to get that support from Congress.
So, if you can't see them, the states here, they are Utah, California, Kansas, Montana, Georgia, Illinois, Ohio, New York, and Pennsylvania. Those are the states that we're kind of fighting over. What I'm going to do is I'll play this card. It's Minor versus Happerset. So what that is going to let me do is roll one of these 6-sided die as well. And it is on a 3 to 6. I remove one from Congress. I got a 6, so I remove this. And then I get to add 2 to Missouri.
Missouri.
There we go. All right.
Okay, so I am going to play... let's play Reconstruction. And so it's playable if the Civil War is not in effect and the 15th Amendment is in effect. Which it is. And so I get to add 1 to a few states here. So I think actually there's going to be a lot of taking away. Virginia is going to go away.
Okay.
North Carolina is going to go away. South Carolina is going to go away. Looks like we're doing right along the border there. Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas.
I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I know a U.S. map for the most part.
Yeah.
This could take a long time.
You got those pretty quick. You know what? I was honestly surprised the first time I played this game with how well I identified like Montana,
all these states here,
a
right?
lot of these states. I'm like, oh, I do know. I do know that's Vermont or Connecticut.
For those of you that don't know, we're from here.
We're the big one here that typically only cares about the big one here.
Yeah. So, but saying that, they do provide a reference for people not in the United States, and it does have all the abbreviations and all that stuff too. So they do think about that. So, all right. Next up, I am going to play Horace Greeley, and he's the publisher of the New York Tribune. Him and other abolitionists supported the 15th Amendment, angering many women's suffragists. So he's going to allow me to place 2 cubes in New York, and so that's just going to remove your 2 from New York.
I see that. Don't like that.
And then, and then I get 2 in Connecticut. There we go.
Okay, I am going to play... We're going to play good old Women to the Polls. So I'm going to add 2 to New Jersey, which should be, right, one of these little ones.
So you only add 1. Which color would you want to add?
Well, add purple. Not purple. Pennsylvania, which looks like it's the similar case.
Yep.
We'll actually add purple there. And Delaware. So I just want to do that.
Right. And the colors actually do matter for you. You don't just throw them out there willy-nilly.
Yeah, so typically, just because we've played, the colors typically for me, they work the same. If I get 4 between the 2 colors, I claim a state, or in the later phases, I ratify with that state. However, for Paul, he will have cards that typically will target a specific color. And so I got to be careful that, there's not too much support of one type.
So I'm going to go ahead and play Old Dixie here. And I get to add 1 in all these states, but it's to recover from a demoralizing defeat. Southern created an idyllic fiction of antebellum life, and Northerners also sold and bought that fact. So I get to add 1 to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida.
And real quick, while I'm thinking about the first card you played, I believe you should have gotten buttons, right?
Oh, I should have gotten 4.
Yeah,
you are correct.
I thought I had remembered that. So we're going to play good old Lucy Stone here. And Lucy Stone is going to get me a campaign button. And I get to add 1 to 1 state in each region.
Nice.
And so let's do Utah. And let's do... I like going after these
Yeah.
cards here. Let's do Montana. Excuse me, Kansas. Up here, let's do... We'll call it Illinois.
Yep.
Here, let's get rid of Georgia.
Okay.
Don't quite want you to have that support there.
That's my main support.
Over here, we can do Pennsylvania, and then how about New York? They're there. New York's just hitting the streets.
So it's kind of cool. Your cards are allowing you to kind of pick your places. Mine are telling me where to go.
Yes, yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and do some Southern hospitality.
And a neat thing, a lot of Paul's cards, we talked about the stuff that's on the events. If you really read it, it'll explain to you why.
Yep.
Of course, Old Dixie makes sense that it was those Southern ones, but a lot of them make sense on why there was a lot of support in Missouri or whatnot.
So here, I just played Southern hospitality. It allowed me to place one in Virginia, North and South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee.
And then I am going to Francis Willard here. I'm going to add 1 to Congress, and I receive 2 buttons.
All right. And I am going to reject the suffrage amendment. So I am going to roll to get that taken out. And I got another 6. So here, I also receive 1 button.
Okay.
And I believe that was our 6 cards.
Yep, that was our 6 cards.
Yep.
So yeah, that is the end of the 6th round. So the really only kind of bookkeeping there is if there was any end of turn effects, they would be discarded now. We move on to round 2, and this time we will have a strategy phase. And so I, as the suffrage, can bid up to the amount of buttons I have. So I've got 4.
Got 5.
Paul's got 5. So I can bid as many as I want here to get to play or get to add a strategy into hand. And let's read here. Okay. I am going to bid 3 buttons. Okay. So here's how this works. I've bid 3 buttons, and it's not a back and forth. Paul's opposition now can either choose to defer. I pay my 3 buttons. I choose one of the strategy events. He can choose to match. We will both pay 3 buttons. No one gets a strategy event. Or he can beat it. I still have to pay my 3 buttons. Paul would then pay 4 buttons. He chooses the strategy event.
And when you do that, you do not say which strategy card you are going for. You're just doing the bet.
Yes, I'm just betting.
So, you're saying 3. I have 5. I'm going to go ahead and say a big ol' no on that one. So I'm going to beat you. So I've got 4.
Okay. Let me pay my 3 here.
And so then...
You now get to choose the strategy event.
And I want change in plans.
Okay.
So this one is look at your opponent's hand. Your opponent must discard 1 card of your choice that does not have a campaigner. Your opponent then draws 1 replacement card from the deck.
Okay. And then we do reveal the next strategy that will be available. And then that's it. We draw 6 more cards.
All right, and we're
and it's
ready for turn 2.
Over to me. Excuse
me.
So Susan B. Anthony indicted. So I gain a button, and then I add 1 from each one. I add 1 to each to 1 state in each region. Okay, so let's go ahead and do Utah and Kansas, which is enough to get those states.
Yep.
Let's do Illinois. Let's get rid of Georgia again, and let's get rid of Pennsylvania. Oh, Pennsylvania, I don't have to get rid of.
Just add on.
And let's New York, I think. And so that is enough for me to take Utah
Yep.
and Kansas.
Yep. Unfortunately, you went before me there and foiled my plans, but I'm still going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do the 15th divide suffragist, and this is playable if the 15th is in play, and I get to remove all purples in up to 4 states.
Okay.
So, you also lose 2 buttons, so I will get rid of, well, let's start here in Pennsylvania. That's 1. That's 2 states. What else do we have here? Ohio and Illinois. I don't necessarily want to give you those states. I don't want to give you 4 in those states. But also, I don't want you going for these. I guess that's kind of gone for now. I'll just go ahead and take those ones.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I am going to... Let's go ahead and play Anna Dickinson. Let me get a button back. And then I add 1 to 1 state in each region again.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you got rid of a bunch. So,
I sure did.
Let's do Montana's now up there. Georgia, look at that. I've been working my way to I actually get something there. Pennsylvania can come back.
Yep.
Let's try Illinois and New York.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then with that, I am going to play Utah, which adds 6 in the West region, no more than 2 per state.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do 1 in California there. And then we'll just kind of spread out. We'll go, that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I will take the California.
Oh, yeah, you went and got that one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play a Catherine Beecher. This one is actually anti-suffragist were not just men. She was a anti-suffragist woman. So
she just wanted to stay home
right.
Cook and clean for her man and children.
Harriet Stowe's sister. All right, so this one is actually roll the 4 dice, add that number anywhere, no more than 1 per state. So I get to add 3. And let's see. Let's go ahead and take away your Illinois here. So that's 1 from there. Let's take away... Hold on. Let's go back to remove your Georgia. That's 2. Let's see. Where else? Let's... 1 per state. Let's go to Montana. Oh, that one actually gets just removed. Am I actually going to put any down? Let's just go ahead and remove 1 from Pennsylvania here. So not putting any down, just removing a bunch of your stuff.
Keeping on fighting.
Keep on fighting.
Okay. I am going to petition to Congress. Get the good old Congress support there. And then again, I add 1 in 1 state in each region.
Okay.
So let's just grab... We'll call it 6 there, and let's do, might as well add in New Mexico, Montana, keep on fighting for Illinois there, and fighting for Georgia, Pennsylvania, and New York. And then I will play the State Guard California that I got last time.
Yep.
So I draw 2 cards from the event deck, and I play 1 and discard the other. And these are very similar cards here. So what do we have? I have, essentially, they're kind of the same cards. They're both rolling the 8-sided dice and putting that amount of support in either the Northeast region up there
Appalachia.
or the Appalachia region. No more than 1 per state. You know what? I'm going to do the Northeast region.
Okay.
So we'll actually play that one,
Let's
which
see,
is
what are you
Frederick
gonna...
Douglass. So let's roll good here. 2. Do I use a button?
Could be worse. But it could be better.
Yeah,
Could be much better.
I think I do use a button. So let's use a button here. Oh, still 2. Okay, that happens.
Okay.
So putting 2 out. Well, I honestly may as well put out New York there, and then let's take away from Connecticut. Yeah,
Here's
too
your
much
New York card.
Too much state support in Connecticut. I didn't like that. There we go.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and play a Senator Joseph Brown. He's going to remove 1 from Congress, and then he's going to add 2 to Georgia.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play a Vindication of the Rights of Woman. Woman. Making sure I read that right. I draw 2 cards, kind of like my California card there. I draw 2, and I play 1 and discard the other. So it could be adding in the Plains era, or I receive a button and 1 in each state. I'm going to do that one. It's a guaranteed 6 this way, so I'm going to receive a button here, and then I add 1 in each state across.
In every state? Or
excuse me. It's the same as there's in each region, you add 1 state. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Yep.
Let's do, you know what? Let's finish out
Illinois
there. Let's get rid of Georgia. Keep on fighting for Georgia. Pennsylvania. Let's do Pennsylvania. And then let's remove 1 more from Connecticut there. And so that is that. And then I can actually, play the good old New York. And I add 6 in the Northeast region, no more than 2 per state.
Okay.
And you know what? Let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? Maine was doing good to not have support, so let's do that there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to play this card here. It's progress, not politics. Draw 6 cards from my draw deck, place any number of the 6 cards on top, and then the rest at the bottom. So I'm going to try to get some planning in for later. 4, 5, 6.
So you play 1 now?
No, it just says place any number of the 6 on top of your draw deck, and then the rest at the bottom.
Okay.
So that's all I'm doing. All right, you can go ahead while I'm doing this here, because there's nothing else that I'm doing.
Right, so... Let's play Sojourner Truth.
Yep.
I'm going to roll the 8-sided die, and I can place in the Midwest region. 5, we'll take that. Slightly above average, better than 2 for sure. Midwest region, so let's do Ohio. And let's just remove... Do I go wide, or do I get rid of all this Missouri support? Let's go... Let's go wide. Let's get that right there.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and Senate rejects suffrage amendment. I'm gonna roll my 6-sided die. If I 3 to 6, get to remove it. Did not. You have a button.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and pass.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm actually going to play a card not for the event here. It's going to be this one. So essentially I'm just going to discard this card here. And I'm going to play the Organize action where I take buttons equal to the number of campaigners. So I got 2 campaigners, so I'm going to take 2 buttons here.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and play Beer Brewers. It's playable if the 18th Amendment is not in effect for the remainder of their turn. I thought it was for the remainder of the game. I'm going to hold on to that one. I'm going to play Senator George Vest. I remove one from Congress, add 2 to Missouri. So,
Missouri, look at that.
Yeah.
Missouri just getting beat down.
Yeah. It's doing what it's supposed to as the opposition.
Yeah, okay, so that is round 2. So again, no end of turn. We moved to round 3, and now we bid. And now I got an option here, right? You know what? Let's
roll 4 8-sided dice for each 6, 7, or 8 rolled. Add 1 to Congress.
Remove lobbying. 1. I like that. I like these. Let's think here. I think I'm gonna bid. I can bid 2 and straight up get it. I can bid 1 and make Paul have to give up his if he doesn't want me to have it.
What are we gonna do?
That is a tough decision. I'm gonna bid 2.
Okay, and I obviously cannot do anything.
Yep.
So,
and I'm gonna take that superior lobbying. That's pretty neat there. We'll take that, add it to the hand, and then now we just draw our 6 cards.
The new strategy that's coming out is the winning plan. Draw 6 cards from your draw deck. Play 1 card for its event immediately. Place any number of the remaining on top, and then the rest at the bottom.
Okay.
And I know a couple of these cards that are coming out.
Oh, that's true. You do. Hopefully there's some good ones for you.
It is.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and play the National Women's Rights Convention.
There you go.
So playable if the Civil War is not in effect. And then I add 1 support to Congress. And 1 in each state in each region. So get the 6 out there. And let's do Oregon. And let's do Montana. And let's do Ohio. And let's do Georgia. Let's do Pennsylvania. And let's do New Hampshire.
So how many did you add there?
It should have been 6.
Okay. I didn't count. I thought it was rolling your dice.
I'm sorry. That was the last card.
Okay.
I played this one.
Okay.
The national rights. Okay, and that should have been enough for which of these states?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania was. Oh, and speaking of states, I'm going to play a state at the end, which was going to be Illinois here. Mm-hmm. And so I can add 6 in the Midwest region. And we'll just do Ohio, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and take the Ohio state support.
You are dominating these states here.
You know what? We're just running all over the states.
All right. So, funny enough, I mean, you played your card with the good old Civil War, and that was about to come out right now.
Oh, the Civil War starting.
So we got the Civil War coming. And I'm going to remove this from Congress. And then for the remainder of your turn, you cannot place anything in Appalachia or the Atlantic or the South. Okay. And this is until the end of the turn. So lucky you got Pennsylvania that last turn.
Yes. That does make it tough for what I'm doing. Yes, we're going to play Ida B. Wells Barnett. Mm-hmm. I receive 2 buttons here. And then I add 2 in Illinois. Illinois, man, they were with it.
They're not like Missouri.
1 in each state in the Midwest. So 1, 2... I should flip those. That looks better. Get rid of Missouri a little bit, chip away. There, Indianapolis, Ohio. Yeah, that looks like I think I set them all there. And then I will play the Ohio State card that I played, which is drawing 2 cards from my deck. And I play one and discard the other. And these, they're relatively the same. They're both rolling 6, or rolling this. And then I either add those or remove those. And I cannot actually mess with this. So we're going to play Ellen Keller for sure. So let's so 10.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and claim Montana, and then so that's 1. We'll go 2, 3. I like to spread the color out. 4, 5. Can't mess with these states. 6, 7, 8, 9. For whatever reason, we'll go Wisconsin. There is number 10. And I think that is Montana.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and...
So I'm getting a lot of support. I'm having my issue with Congress.
Yeah.
Congress is really fighting me in this.
I'm going to go ahead and do some gerrymandering. I'm going to remove I'm going to remove all the yellows and up to 2 states.
Okay.
Let's get rid of all the yellows here in Illinois. And let's get rid of all the yellows in, I guess...
Ohio seems to have a lot.
Oh, yeah, Ohio does have a lot. Yeah, we'll get rid of them in Ohio. And then I'm going to do change in plans. Okay. So I get to look at your cards. I get to choose one. You get a replacement one from your deck.
Okay.
So let's see what we have here. Receive 4 buttons. Add 1 in Congress. And then add 2 in each of the... Okay. I think... We're going to go ahead and get rid of Inez Milholland.
Okay.
So you'll draw a new card and replace it.
So I am just going to actually play the club movement.
Okay.
Receive 4 buttons.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. I thought about getting rid of that one. I don't know. You already had more buttons than me.
Yeah, I also don't know either because yours gave or the one you did Congress support.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play some Southern Resentment because that's what we do in the South. Playable if the 15th Amendment is in effect. I get to add 1 to each Texas, Louisiana. So we'll go Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm in a tough spot, so I think I'm going to... The Civil War is really messing with my movement here. So I'm going to play Property Rights for Women. So for the remainder of the turn, when I campaign, I will roll the red dice instead of the blue dice. So
nice.
The 6.
All right. Funny enough, I'm going to do pretty much the exact same thing. Mine is Beer Brewers. It's playable if the 18th Amendment is not in effect. But I'm going to do... I get to roll the same dice when I campaign.
Okay. Well, speaking about campaigning, let's go do some campaigning. So I am going to use this to campaign. I have 2 campaigners, and now I could spin buttons here to move them. It's 1 button for just everywhere you want to move. I could also try and lock up that area up there, which is kind of where I'm leaning. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep them there for the moment. I'm going to roll 2 red dice here. A 4 and a 3. That is the average. So I think I'm going to keep the average. And it is 7 all in the same area. So I'm just going to get 7 cubes.
Spread out up there.
Yeah, and that's it. And then I'll let you start going. But what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to play the Kansas card and add 6 afterwards into this region. So you can kind of go ahead.
I'm going to campaign as well, just getting rid of this card. I'll roll my dice, and I'm going to be campaigning there in the south. A little bit less than average. And so I can spend 1 die and re-roll one of them.
Or
is it both?
You only roll 1 dice. You only have 1 campaign.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. So just rolling the 1. I'll re-roll it here. 6. A little bit better than a 2. All right, and then I think I have to go heavy in Georgia.
And you spent the button.
And I spent the button. So, and these can go in the same state, correct?
Yes. I'm pretty sure there is no limitation. Campaign.
Let's hope so. And then we will go ahead and just go to Texas here.
Player assigns die to each campaigner. Each campaigner may then place corresponding number of cubes matching their color in the state within the region. Yeah, that's the only one that's
perfect.
That region.
Okay, so I put 5 here in Georgia. I claimed Georgia, and then I just put 1 in Texas.
Hey, you stole Georgia.
Stole Georgia. I got the one state.
I was fighting for it. Okay.
I have to get the South.
Okay. Well, I'm going to campaign a second time, I think. Yeah, because unfortunately, so many of these states... you know what? This one, actually, I can still do. Yeah, we're going to actually still play this one. Okay. We're not going to campaign with it. And so I'm going to add 2 in each Wisconsin, Minnesota. Here, let me just grab them. So it said Minnesota. Wisconsin. It said Wisconsin. Iowa. Just that funky looking one with the nose. North Dakota.
North and South.
And South Dakota.
Okay. And this is, I really want to campaign because we have the special dice this time. I wish we had 2 more turns. We only have 1 more turn.
Yeah.
So, what do I do here? What do I do? We're going to go ahead. We'll do border states. And I'm just going to add a cube to each Delaware, which I believe is this one. Yep. Mm-hmm. So there's Delaware. Maryland. Right here.
One, yeah.
No, that's mine.
No.
West Virginia. Kentucky. And Missouri. There we go.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play Georgia, and I'm going to receive 2 buttons.
Okay.
Not that that's going to stop you, I don't think. But,
I mean, you might as well.
as well.
It prevents me from just bidding 1.
That's right, it does.
Right? I would definitely do that.
That is true.
So, okay. Yeah, I think your Georgia snipe really did make it where I at least now have to spin these buttons that I've been working for.
Okay, so...
On to, now we actually do have some cleanup. So, I think those 2 are yours. That's mine. We discard those. We move to the 4th round. And then we go ahead and bid. I'm going to bid 3.
All right.
I'm going to lock it in.
I'm glad I'm putting some fear in you suffragists over there.
Gosh,
the opposition is
I'm going to do
strong.
The thing is, you don't have many buttons.
I know.
This one's great if you got it.
if you had that one.
Yeah, I'm going to do the winning plan. I draw 6. I play 1 immediately. And the remaining I put in the top or bottom of my deck. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have national focus. You add 2 in 1 state of each region. This is the national focus.
In 1 state of each region.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So like what I've been doing, but getting
just the
2.
card, yeah.
Okay. And now we draw.
6, yep. 6.
5 and 6. Okay. We have...
Ooh, okay. I wish the opposition went first sometimes.
You know, you're having to react. React to what's happening.
There's a lot of cards here that I wish I could play.
All right, so we're going to start off this one. It seems pretty cool. Although it looks like it's already awake, or woke, I should say. The West Awakening. Okay. So 2 in each state in the West.
Oh, yeah. The West is
pretty woke already.
Trying to spread all their ideas this way. I guess this way.
Yeah.
I need 13 states. That's all I need.
I know. So, trust me, I know because I have both lost and won as the opposition because it's just 13 states.
That's right. I need
you just got to hang on. And then, I'm sorry, the second part, I'm going to play that card I just got, the winning plan. So I draw 6 cards.
Yep. And is that putting them on top and the bottom?
Yes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And I know what I'm looking for, and I see it. So I'm going to play it real quick.
Okay.
The National American Women's Suffrage. So I can add a campaigner to the Atlantic region.
Yep. And
I receive 3 buttons. So,
nice.
I was trying to really get another campaigner out. Yeah. Put that there. And then go ahead. I put it either on the top or the bottom.
I'm going to play a threat to the ideal of womanhood. This is for the remainder of the turn. You must pay a button in order to play an event. Okay, so you have a lot of buttons.
I do, but I like my buttons.
But this is a suffragist confronted and challenged the cult of domesticity, a set of assumptions about the role of middle and upper class Protestant women in America. So you must pay your buttons in order to do events.
I know I'm putting these, I think, on bottom. Putting this on top, I think. Well, we'll put this on bottom, this on top. Okay. Well, what am I going to do now?
Yeah. Throwing a little wrench there.
Yeah, that makes it tough. I think I'm still going to play this one because it seems pretty strong. So I think it's worth it. I'm going to play Southern Strategy.
Okay.
So I receive 2 buttons, and I'd pay a button, and then I'll receive 2. And then I add 2 in each of the South states.
Yep.
So that would be those 2, these 2. We'll swap that guy out. 2, 2.
So, okay, keep going.
2. That out. And that out. And then I select one of the available strategies. I could save my buttons. Yeah, I might do that. Let's try and save some of my buttons here. Now, you should start doing it this way ahead of time. You're supposed to play the cards together, so I cannot actually play that card. So I'll play the Pennsylvania card with the card I had just played, and that's just adding 6 up here in this region. So we'll actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Well, You just played the card that I liked that was coming out. So this is the SSWCS Playable of Southern Strategies in Effect. I can receive 2 buttons, and then I add 6 in the South, no more than 2 per state. So I get 2 buttons, and then 6 in the South, no more than 2 per state. These will go away. So that's 2, and then we'll get our stronghold on Georgia back. Actually, you know what? Let's spread this out a little bit. Let's go to Texas.
Texas.
There we go.
We're here in Texas.
Here in Texas.
So I need to. I need to get some support in Congress is what I need.
I've been paying them behind your back.
I know. So we're gonna... So I'm gonna discard this one here. And I am going to do a lobby action.
I'm sorry, did you get rid of this one or no?
Oh,
No.
that was a part of what I'm... Thank you.
Yeah.
Counter strat.
Okay.
That was... I was going to play it first. So, yes, that is the card I'm playing this turn. So, yeah, I'm going to try and lobby. And so, I now have 3 campaigners. Every 6 gets 1. That's not... But that's what the buttons are for.
So is it 1 button per die, or is it...
So, you're paying for a reroll.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to re-roll all the dice, regardless. Okay.
There's 2.
Well, 2 sixes.
There you go.
So we'll take that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. That was probably worth a couple buttons.
I think so. All right. Was that yours?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and go now's form. Not sure how that one is. I add a campaigner to the northwest, and I receive 2 buttons. And then my campaigner goes to the northwest.
Okay.
I got to stop the spread right up there.
Alrighty. I am...
Stop the spread of these views.
Yeah, look at them all stacked up there. Let's, I couldn't even begin to pronounce. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this one here.
Yeah. Zitkala.
Sure. A member of the Yankton Sioux Nation fought for suffrage and Indian citizenship. So, very cool. Glad your name is going to be remembered. But I will not be able to pronounce it.
Yeah, so up in here, the Sioux tribe up there. The
exactly.
Dakotas, so that makes sense.
So, I'm going to play that. I get 2 in North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. Let's do it that way. Nebraska, Montana, and Wyoming.
Okay.
Yep, you.
Conservative opposition. For the remainder of the turn, I roll the 6-sided instead of the 4-sided whenever I campaign.
All right. I don't know that let's just do Carrie Chapman here. Mm-hmm. And while I do this, I am going to play Montana as well. Okay. I'm going to receive 2 buttons. Also going to receive 2 buttons from Montana, so might as well do that.
Nice.
And then I add 1 in each... One
in each
state for each region, yeah.
1 state, 1 region.
Yeah, say it a lot of times. Let's do that. You can probably go while I'm deciding here.
I'm going to be campaigning with this one. I have 2 campaigners. Excuse me. Sorry.
1 there, and then Just
I want to move one of my campaigners. Do I need to start going towards the west? I guess I really don't need to. There's 8 states here. I just need 5 here. Okay, so I'm going to move. I'm going to pay a button. I'm going to move this one here. And then we'll roll. You've got a ton of buttons. Do I keep a 5? Slightly below average? I think we'll keep it. That's okay. We will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, on to you.
Man, I got a lot of support. Just need the Congress. Congress got to come through.
Congress.
Let's just keep having a whole handful of buttons, I guess. Because it looks like I may have to bid several. Yeah, and we'll receive 2 buttons.
Okay.
And then add 1 in each of the states. So,
all right, I'm going to go ahead and campaign again while you do that.
Yeah.
And I'll stay there. 8. So I'll wait for you to put stuff.
Get rid of that one. You probably put them back anyway. And that.
Okay, so we will go. We'll do 2 here. We'll go here and here. We'll go 2 here, and we'll start working on Texas here. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, and I think that's it.
Yep, that is it. Okay, we get to clean up.
Yep.
And then do your bidding.
Yeah.
I believe you have 12 buttons.
Okay, and you have 5?
I have 5. I think you have 12. I think there's 3 of each, and there's 4 stacks. So,
What will you let me have? Let's bid 4.
4.
One of each type here.
Let's see. Select 1 state. Remove any of the. Yeah, I don't want that one. Well, yeah. Let's do 4. I'll match you.
Match it.
If I bid more,
So your
I get to
options
get-
are defer. I get it. Match. We both pay. Neither get it, or you beat it.
I'm gonna beat it.
Okay.
And we're doing Bellwether State.
Okay.
Bellwether State. I get to remove any.
Yeah, you get to choose a spot. You can remove all the cubes.
And then I get to add 4. Okay. Eye on the future. Playable if it's turn 5 or turn 6. Look through your draw deck. Select 1 card. Play it for its event immediately. Then reshuffle your draw deck.
Okay. And now draw. You beat it. I'm sorry, right?
I did beat it.
Let me just take all those.
Why do you take those? I thought you had to pay.
Oh, I do have to pay.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you pay your 4.
Yeah, I was thinking on your side.
Nope. You pay your 4.
Played the opposition many times now. So 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Again, I wish I was going first.
Okay. Well, I wish you were going first. What do you have that making you think that? I don't even know. Let's start it off with the Women's Trade Union League.
Okay.
So I add a campaigner into the Atlantic Appalachian. I add one in Congress.
Nice.
And 2 buttons back to me.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play... Backlash to the movement. I get to remove 6 cubes from anywhere, no more than 2 per state. So we will go... let's see. We'll go 2, 4, 6, 6.
Okay. I'm going to play... I'm going to play Prison Tour Special, so for the remainder of the turn, rolling the red instead of the blue when taking campaign action.
Okay. White supremacy in the suffrage movement. And on this one, its ideas of racial domination touched nearly every decision suffrage leaders made, shaped the arguments they delivered, and stained the movement's legacy. So this is playable Southern strategies in effect, which it is. I get to remove all yellows in up to 4 states. You also lose 2 buttons. So these ones go away. That's 1 state. This is 2 states. This is 3 states. And this is 4 states.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I am going to play... I'm going to play this as a campaign.
Okay.
And I am going to pay a button to move.
Okay.
And let's move here. No, not that one. We're going to keep that one there. Let's move this one there. And then I am now rolling the red dice. We got 4. That's very average. So let's do 6 here, 5 here. 1 up there, and then the 2 here as well. Okay. So I'll start with the 6, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks good to me.
All right.
What's that one? The 5, let's clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm assuming that one.
Yeah, that one. And for the 2, let's go ahead and make it 1.
So this 2... Oh, because you have 2 people there. Yeah.
Let's do that. And then for the 1, we'll just put that guy over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That is that.
All right, we're going to campaign as well. So we will play this one as a campaign action. I have my 2 campaigners. I actually have to roll the 4s. I like this 4-sided dice. That is terrible. I do not like these 4-sided dice. Okay. But I do appreciate that it's these instead of the,
I think it's pretty
the
cool.
triangles. Well, let's get support here, here, and here. Okay.
Let's I'm going to play The Young Woman Citizen.
Uh-huh.
Looks like it's a book written by Mary Austin. But with it, I'm going to play this strategy event here, which is the Superior Lobbying. So I'm going to roll the 4 of the yellow dice. Not yellow, excuse me, white dice. On a 6, 7, or 8, I add 1 into Congress.
Okay. So you got a 7.
I got 1. We can do better than that.
Okay.
We're gonna re-roll. That's
Got
2.
2.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
We got to get that Congress support up there. And then I'm playing the Young Woman Citizen, so I draw 2 cards and I play 1. I discard the other. Man, I want both of these. So maybe should have played first. But I'm gonna play this one. Voter registration. So the suffrage player will roll the white dice at the end during final voting.
Nice. I'm going to go ahead and play Senator John Weeks. He's going to remove 1 from Congress and add 2 to New Hampshire. So one of your Congress ones go away. And I'll add 2 to New Hampshire. Where's New Hampshire? Right up there.
Yeah.
So those 2 just go away.
Is there anything great in there? Let's I'm gonna play Woodrow Wilson here. So I'm spending 4 buttons.
Wow.
And I get to take a strategy card.
Take this one.
I think I'm going to take the one that is for turns 5 and 6. Yeah, and I'm going to not play it yet. I'm going to hang on to it.
And this does not refresh until
it
does?
Yeah.
Okay. Reconsideration, replace 1 X with 2 cubes, or 1 check mark with 2 cubes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and play the Great 1906 San Francisco Earthquake. You're going to remove all your cubes from California, and you lose a button.
Okay.
I'm glad you played all 4 of those.
Look at that. Okay, and I am... Which one of these? I'm discarding the campaign. It's which one do I want to do here? Let's do... Let's do this one here, discarding it, and I'm just going to campaign. So, a little less than average.
13.
Let's put the 4 here.
Okay.
I'm just going to do... I'll put 3 up there, and then 5 and 1 here.
Okay.
So, man, Texas, Lost Cause, Texas. Let's remove those 2, and I'll place 2.
Okay.
Something like that. And then here, also Lost Cause. Let's just do, we'll do 6 kind of spread out in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I got 3 up there. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, that has 2. And we'll call it 3. Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, I'm going to try something here. We're going to play this Transcontinental Railroad. I'm going to move each campaigner to any region without paying any buttons, then take a campaign action. So I'll move this one here to the west, and then I'll move this one to, I don't know if I'm abandoning my my southernness here.
Your southern roots.
My southern roots, but there's too much of a movement going on this side. So, and nobody's preventing or stopping anything, so, oops. That is a terrible roll. Not what I wanted at all.
And by the way, this dice, I don't know if we mentioned it. It's
a 4-sided dice.
Or it's a 12-sided dice, but it's
yes.
all sides are equal, so it's really 4, 1 to 4.
I was hoping to take California.
Yeah. Hey, you can put a foothold in there.
I can put a foothold in there.
After the earthquake, you just moved in, talked about how much you'll rebuild.
That's right.
Get to the chopper.
I guess I'll go here to Kansas also.
Okay.
That was a terrible roll.
All right, that is the end of the round. That gets discarded.
Okay.
We are on turn 6.
I forgot about this.
Well, you can use it any time. I thought you were specifically waiting. You can use it now if you like.
No, it's fine. I've got one more turn. We cleared that. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, that's that. That should be there.
So if you want a button, or I'm sorry, if you want a card.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I might as well. Let's take the reconsideration. We're hoping to get to that phase anyway, so let's do that and draw.
Okay, well, gotta make some moves here.
So let's start it. I did pay 1, but no, I took the card. That's just in case any cards let you take them. I'm going to start it off with tea parties for suffrage. I add 1 to Congress and receive 4 buttons.
Okay. I'm going to remove 1 from Congress and add 2 to Utah. So 2 get removed from Utah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's,
I should have done this.
I'm going to play Eye for a Future and the 18th Amendment.
Okay.
So let's start with Eye for the Future. That's where I'm going to look through the draw deck and select 1 card and play it immediately. Oh, I should have probably done that first while looking. Let's do... You know what? I want to get, for sure, through Congress, so we're just going to do this. Modwood Park, I'm going to add 2 to Congress.
Okay.
So, it'll make this card a waste, but that happens. So, we have now officially proposed the 19th Amendment. So, at this point, we're going to do a quick little bookkeeping of anywhere we have 4. We will put out either a check mark or an X. Okay, after that quick little moment there, we are set up. And what I would say, I think is so neat about this game is this part here where it becomes the checks and the states ratifying, and the board just looks really cool with now the cubes and the checks and the X's, and I don't know, I just really like how it's done.
It's a fun part of the game.
The second part of my turn was doing the 18th Amendment. I'll still attempt to do it. However, it gives me 2 buttons. The downside, don't get to put any in Congress, but it's all right. I really wanted to guarantee that the Congress happen because otherwise I lose.
Unfortunately, I didn't realize that you had the placing 2. I've got 3 cards in here. I'm sorry, 2 cards in here that will remove stuff from Congress that are kind of useless now. I say useless. We're going to start campaigning. And let's go ahead and do some of this here. Let's see. Kind of need to move my campaigners out of there. A lot of green checks. And I have no buttons. So let's do this. Let's, oh man. We're going to play some Xenophobia. Remove all purple from any one state. Remove all yellow from any one state. So this one will go away. And I'm going to say Colorado. Okay.
Okay. Let's go ahead and play Mary Churchill Terrell. I roll these 2 right here. So what is that? 13, and I get to add that no more than 2 per state.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and say 1 here. Let's try and lock up some of these states. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
And then 9, 10, 11, 12. And I guess we'll place out one in Colorado.
Okay. We're going to roll a 6-sided die, add that number anywhere, no more than 1 per state. 5. No more than 1 per state. We have to go here. We have to go here.
And the crazy thing is, we've seen this play out before where it looks like right now the suffrage movement is doing so well, but 3/4 of the states have to ratify. And actually, in real life, only, I think, it was exact or it was +1. I cannot quite remember. It was 36 or 37. So it was very, very close. I actually think it was exact from what I remember. Honestly, it's most certainly in one of these pamphlets because they sent so many documents and it was so cool. But I'm going off what
some memory here.
Yeah.
All right, on to you.
All right. Let's... Man, it's close.
It is close. Unfortunately.
So, I'm going to play Reconsideration with Dr. Mabel Ping Hao Lee.
I think that's good.
I think so. So first off, Reconsideration. I think Missouri, after just being pounded with
all game,
just oppression. They're finally reconsidering. So and we're going to remove that. Do that. Put that in the wrong spot. There we go. And then I again roll these 2 here. We're gonna get better than a 5, I think. 8. We'll take 8. So we'll call this 2, 4. Get a couple checks. And then everywhere else kind of just got to spread out. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
I'm going to have to go ahead and play this one, voter suppression. I get to roll the 8-sided instead of the 6-sided.
Okay.
For final voting.
I think I am going to...
Oh, and then I'm going to do this. Yep. Obviously, I've been forgetting about it. So I get to remove... Man, I should have done that one earlier. I screwed up. Let's take... Oh, that was a bad move on me.
And I think you put 4. So,
yeah,
right?
I put 4.
So you're going to put an X.
Yeah, you're right.
You're just going to straight up get an X.
Oh, I messed up.
Which is probably kind of okay. It's kind of the same outcome in a way.
Yeah.
I think. I think relatively it comes out about the same. I'm going to go and do some campaigning. So we'll discard that one there. And we're going to roll. And first, are we going to campaign anywhere different? Like, I don't think I need to campaign up here.
You need to convince some people up there?
Yeah. Maybe here. Here's probably good, and there is probably good. So yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Well, that's a
2,
button.
5, 9.
That's a button for sure. We don't like that. That's
12,
a little
16.
bit better. So let's do the, I guess, 2 here. Let's do a 6 here, and we're going to call it 8 over there.
Okay.
So for the 2, let's just get rid of Kansas.
All right.
So let's get rid of those. For the 6, let's go 1, 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And then for the 8, I'm going to spread it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do that. Okay.
All right. I'm going to... Unfortunately, all my cards... I can't do any of the events. So I'm going to go ahead and just campaign.
Some campaigning.
Doing some campaigning.
We're right at the edge of the 1920s.
And I got a 5.
Um,
So we will take Kansas. So that's 4 there.
4 there, and then 1
California.
over here. California. Okay, well, I'm going to also can't really play mine for events, so we are going to last minute campaign again. Yep. I'm just going to...
10?
No, we got to re-roll that. That's the buttons are for. That's a little bit better there.
What's that? 8, 11, 17? Or 16?
So I think something like this basically locks down most of that.
Yep.
That actually locks down that. Let's do that. So yeah, 4 would be 2, 4. So let's get those guys out. Man, I could I like spreading out because when it comes to that final voting, I've lost many times to those die rolls. And then 7, so 1, 2. Those 1, 2. I think that 1 more 3. And then
4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Yeah, 4, 5. And you know what? I'll actually just finish both those 6, 7, and do that. Okay. Getting all my states that I can. And that's my last turn. Okay. So
I'm going to campaign also. So let's see.
You may want... Oh, you don't have any buttons.
I have no buttons. So I'm at 5. So we will lock down California. That's 1.
And then I think the other 2 would go here.
Yep, the other 2 would go there.
Okay. So
now we roll off, which we did not explain. We vote off.
So
sorry.
now we go to the voting. Yes, and I guess we didn't explain. I hinted at it several times. But for final voting here, for all of the remainder states, we are going to roll. And we actually now both played cards where we're rolling the 8-sided die. You add whatever support you have, and then the highest outcome is the winner. Right. Ties go to the opposition. And actually, I had a card at one point to win ties. I'm regretting not playing it, but it was what gave me an extra supporter, so I couldn't. You can spin buttons during this phase. We'll see if we need to.
So I'm at 5. You're at... Well, you had 37, right?
Yeah, I had 36.
Okay, so you're at...
so what is that? I'm at 31.
31.
We want to just kind of work our way this way. Starting with good old New Mexico. So we roll. I think you won that
5.
one there. So New Mexico is a check, or an X.
Okay.
Let's go
Arkansas.
through.
Oh, nobody went to Louisiana.
Yeah, look at Louisiana. So I got a 6.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
You got good old Louisiana.
He got that there.
Okay.
Arkansas.
7.
6 plus 2. So
plus 2. Oh,
we got that support in there.
Nice.
Next up, Mississippi.
2. You
7
took Mississippi.
took Mississippi. Ooh,
looking good for the suffragists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we at? Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another 2 for me.
Oh.
All right, you need one more.
And we're going Georgia. I got a
5.
9. And that
is Georgia.
That is Georgia. So.
And the women take it. The suffragists win.
That's it. So that is votes for women. Honestly, I really like this game. I think it is honestly just a lot of fun to play. I've played both sides of it. It's really interesting. The opposition, you start off with so much presence to begin with, and then it's this slowly just trying to grasp and hold on, and then you actually go from presence everywhere to really having to focus on certain states, right? Like you're like, I know I'm going to have to get this state, and I'm going to have to let that state go.
Yeah, I think my biggest mistake was moving my campaigners out of the South and the Appalachian, because I had a pretty good control there. When you ended up getting all 4 campaigners out and rolling the 6-sided dice, that was just adding a ton of support in those states. And that's really kind of the thing that you need. We did not get this one here.
Well, we didn't.
We didn't need it. Yeah, we didn't need to because of that. But yeah, so that was really like the play of the game, right? Was getting them all out. And since the suffragists have 4 and the opposition only has 2, that's kind of you need that strong start at the beginning to get it. So yeah, it's a really cool game. It's really tight.
So honestly, I would say this is one of the wider margins that we have had. Most of the time, it has come down to literally we have had a game that was we are rolling on the last state. Now, that was only once, but several of the games were within, I would say, 3 states. It came right down to the end one way or the other. And when it's 3 states left and you're the suffrage, right, like that's just real close because you've got 33 states out there and you just barely miss it. But yeah, I think it's just done
and one thing we touched on at the beginning is just the fact with the card, right? Like just the way that it explains everything, that it's written so well, and even if the opposition does defeat the suffragist, it still tells the story. And I mean, really, that's kind of what this game is about, is kind of learning the history and stuff like that. So they did a great job with it. Really enjoyable, really tight game.
Yeah, so that's all we have. Please, as always, like, comment, subscribe. All those things help us. They help our channel grow. And we'll catch you on the next one.
I'm Paul.
I'm Devin.
Together, we're Dads and Dice. 2 dads who like to play some games during our free time.
That's right. And today, the game we are going to be playing...
I was going for it, and then I was like, nope, my nose.
In this game, it takes place over an important era of American history. God, blubbered. Go.
I'm Paul.
No. Now your hand's going to be like this at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I'm saying it.
No, I was ready for. I'm Devin. We're past that line.